But we're here today. We called this rally today because of the Prime Minister's and the Western Australian Premier's intentions to close down remote Aboriginal communities in WA. And they have no basis for this. I mean, I don't actually believe the economic basis. That actually doesn't make sense. I spoke to some mob over in WA today. Shawnee Harris, he's a deaths in custody campaigner. His niece is Miss Jew. And he's been involved with the embassy, the Noongar embassy in Perth. The Noongar embassy was set up to cater for the homeless people that have to move off these communities. He told me today that there will be 20,000 Aboriginal refugees when these communities close. 20,000. What can we do with 20,000 Aboriginal refugees? They can't even go to the Aboriginal embassies because they're getting shut down by the police in Perth. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. These Aboriginal people have nowhere to go within this society. Nowhere. You can't live homeless on the streets in Perth. You know what they do to black fellas on the streets in Perth? They lock them up and then they kill them. They're all in hospitals and graveyards, these people. They're our most vulnerable people within Australia. It doesn't happen just in WA. These colonial governments are well known for the dispossession of Aboriginal people within the history of colonisation of Australia. We know that more than anyone in Victoria. They are trying to close down the mission in Lake Tyers. The mob in Redfern know this. We are pushed out. There is no place for us here. Well, today we're going to march through this city and tell everyone having dinner tonight that we are still here and that we're not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. Every single one of you need to chant, not on our watch, 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 not on our watch.
Hello everyone, thank you. My name's Llewellyn Hunter. I'm a proud Bardi, Noongar Aboriginal man from Broome, Western Australia. And this is so close to my heart, my ancestors' heart. I'm so proud to see everyone here today. We've got to continue the fight, continue to speak up, talk the truth, be proud in who we are, keep going, tell our kids, tell them the truth. We need them to keep walking on our country, keep telling the stories of our ancestors, keep telling the stories of the generations and generations and thousands of years of our culture that's brought us here today. I'll stand up and be proud in who I am, but we need everyone to do it. Let's stand up, be proud.
You've digged up our resources and you're making top dollar out of it. These are shameful, spineless, gutless monsters. True God. And you know how they did that? You know how they got to that stage of reaping all the benefits of this land? Killing our men, putting our women and children onto missions to sleep with their men, breeding out the black through policy, protection acts, trying to get rid of black fellas in this country, assimilate us to make us like them. It makes them feel comfortable when we act like them. It's shame.
We're standing here in front of the National Gallery in Victoria where Tony Abbott will be tonight. He became lately even more unpopular by defending the genocidal policy of Western Australia in terms claiming that the original way of life, the culture that existed for 40,000 years on this continent, is a mere lifestyle choice which doesn't fit into the White Australia policy, which officially doesn't exist anymore. But what happened in Western Australia is that 150 communities, remote communities, are planned to be closed down. And in Europe, when a nation started closing down communities according to their ethnicity, which was start of the 90s in Yugoslavia, we called it ethnic cleansing. And that's exactly the process that happens in Western Australia. People are chosen for their ethnicity and their lands are stolen. And the good work that Gough Whitlam did in granting at least limited land right is revoked just shortly after he died. So I'm very concerned about the rise of fascism and the more and more fascist language that is used. And it reminds me of my history as German. 80 years before, we had a different, similar idea of dehumanizing groups of people and then claiming the right to impose our will upon them. And this is what happens to the original owners of the land here in Australia. And this is why I hope that today a lot of people will gather to show that genocide in Australia is not all right.
I'm not scared of these fellas. I'm not scared of the state. Everything they say is a lie, and everything they have is stolen. That's the basic truth, the premise of this nation you call Australia.
Everyone, no pride in genocide! 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 No genocide! No pride in genocide! No pride in genocide! No pride in genocide! No pride in genocide! Shame and shame! Shame and shame! Shame and shame! Shame and shame! We know who the terrorists are! Shame and shame! We know who the terrorists are! Always was, always will be Aboriginal land! 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 This is what's really sad, is that we're going to get isolated as troublemakers. We're going to get told that we're no good because we're protesting and we're trying to shut this fucking city down. Is that none of this media will write about 150 Aboriginal communities in WA. Because we shut their white community down, they don't like it. But when we fucking stand up to shut their white community down, they don't like it.
Circle up!
on the face of the earth. Is there any respect for that? This is what a sustainable community is. Not this shit. This is a disease. Colonisation. And that's what germs do. Colonisation. Christianity. Civilisation. You're joking, aren't you? Now, society's gone backwards. Hundreds of thousands of years. Recognise the laws of the land. It's colonial. Convict penal colony upside down and deal with these criminals here. Now, we need to do it now. We can't waste any more time, folks. You can see what they're doing. It's like the Northern Territory intervention. That was about economic crisis of Australia there. They sacrificed our homelands, our self-determination and our land rights so they can rob it for uranium. Now we're going to close down this joint. Let's make them answer. Come and get us. Always was, always was, always will be Aboriginal land. 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 Always was, always.
Yeah, I was living out on the remote communities in Fitzroy Crossing from 1990 right through the 90s with the Wurundjeri people and the Bunuba people mainly. And look, this closure of those 150 communities is absolutely disgusting. And those 150 communities are the most functional communities that are left, and they're the places that people go to so that they can get away from the abuse and all of the dreadful stuff that goes on in the bigger communities and the towns. Closing down these communities is an act of full-on genocide. Just full-on genocide. There'll be so many deaths as a result of this. It's just terrible. The closure of Umbulgari and what happened there is a portent of what's going to happen, but it's going to be magnified by 150 times with the closures of these communities. Government does not care. They don't care. It's dreadful. It's fucked.
We've got Abbott riding roughshod over communities with the aid of the West Australian Premier. 150 communities whose health and well-being is now at risk by being pushed off country. What doesn't he understand about connection to country? That means more to blackfellas than all the services in the world. Yes, they need services, and yes, they should be supported. This country was stolen. We need to pay the rent. If this is what it takes, this is what it takes. But Abbott and the Premier of West Australia, butt out. Leave the people. They know what they need. Support them. Don't demonise and stop the genocide.
No
for over 100 years. That fund is still there and it belongs to the black people of this country. Give it back, you mongrel. We'll look after ourselves. I think we're going to wind it up. Stay tuned, stay connected, and start really uniting about these real issues in this country. Continue. Because one thing, this country is weak. They're weak in heart and spirit. Because that's what happens to liars and thieves and murderers. Their guts. So let's stand up and knock them over, folks. We've got a brand new day in this beautiful land.
Okay, Erika, the rally is over now. How do you think it went?
I think it went really well. I'm pretty sure there was about 4,000 people, and hopefully the mainstream media touched on us to get the message out there about what's going on and that we're not happy and that we're not standing for the forced removal of our mobs over in WA. But yeah, I think it was a great turnout, and I'm really happy that, you know, we were happy. We were going to be happy with 50 people yesterday, so we're really stoked that it's been more, and it's good to see solidarity from all walks, you know. Yeah.
Always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always